And I had one thing in mind that we were going to talk about today, and Spirit has led me down a whole rabbit hole of different things happening, leading to where we are right now, which I feel and I know is a more important conversation that needs to happen today for somebody. Right? If you are a woman out there and you've been thinking about your relationship, with you relate to being a mother, if you have been desiring motherhood, this message is for you right now. So do me a favor, if you're here, like the video, share the video, okay? And then all of my people who have been my people since I've been doing this work, whenever the spam robots and all of the things come in here. So right now there is a very deep collective mother wound. I can even go deeper and say mother-daughter wound that is healing right now in the collective. I am seeing so many women hosting mother healing retreats. I'm seeing mother and daughter relationships in healthy and whole ways, literally in the physical. And then my own relationship with my mother has entered a new level of consciousness and divinity and power. So there's so much proof that in this space and time, there is a collective healing and an honoring of the mother, all aspects of the mother, not just the beautiful, aggressive, that are demonstrative, that are moody, emotional. We are in a season where we get to honor the matriarchal lineage of our family and the stories of the women and the stories that you will also tell to your lineage into your life, right? And so, why is this important? Why is this happening right now? The reason why we are being given this sacred opportunity to heal the mother wound at such a deep and timeless way, where we are actually healing forwards and backwards, 7 years. The reason we get to do this work right now is due to the winter. To the winter, we enter the womb, the darkness, and we are in our menstruation phase of life, meaning we are purging, releasing all the things that were not didn't add value, all the things that we did in birth, all the things that are not in alignment with who and what we're meant to be. The winter season, this phase of menstruation and release, is us on a spiritual, mental, emotional, and physical level letting go. And so there are so many women who are still holding on to the wounds of their mothers. And I'm going to share 3 different ways that we do this, that are still holding on to the wounds of, are the blockage or the delay into winning in this winter. Like the thing that you are meant to release is the thing that is connected to your mother. Here's what I want to share. I want to go ahead and say this right now to anybody that has lost their mothers. I want you to know that you still carry a piece of her in your heart, in your mind, in your body, in your spirit. And I know religion has taught us that if a family member has passed away, that we must release them, let them go, don't honor them, right? But that is not your nature. As a woman, as a divine and spiritual woman, that is energy first, that is light first. You are timeless, which is why we're having the conversation we're having now. You are infinite in spirit of your mother so that she can nurture, nourish, and provide you with the things that she once provided you with in the physical. So I wanted to put that out there because as we're having this conversation and you're reflecting on your mother and your relationship with your mother, some of you may still be in a grieving process. Some of you may be disconnected from your mother and are not having any form of communication. We saw Oprah Winfrey just posted this video or this live podcast viewing she did of people who decided to be estranged from their families. And there were mothers on there that were coming on and saying they don't have a relationship with their children. Some of those children or some of those mothers may be you. Regardless, energy is collective, it's infinite. There's no limitation as to how it is and how it is shared. Do we understand? So, listen. Oh my God, y'all. Okay, Spirit just had me tapped in. So I was just going, I did not even see y'all in here. I was just in a whole channel, right? Hey, Iman. Hey, Minnie Lou Designs. Hey, Kenneth Hicks. I'm so glad that y'all are here. Oh my God. Peace to everybody that comes in. We are heading into the winter season full steam ahead. And one of the major energies that is really those wounded child energies connected to our mother. Because when we go into the winter, we're entering into the dark feminine of our mother that we didn't like, the qualities of her that we judged or misunderstood. We are looking at how her dark energy, we are looking at, and when I say dark energy, I don't mean negative. I mean the natural part of humanity. You have the angels, you have the demons, you have God, you have the devil, you have the sun, you have the moon, you have light, you have dark, you have high, you have low, you have hot, you have cold. Polarity exists in all things. What we want to master in our life experience is how do we use our polarity for good? That's the work. That is what we're doing now. So the winter season is entering into the dark feminine, burned, that we've got rid of. It's looking at the parts of the feminine energy that was created and cultivated through trauma, through that chaos, and bring about order. And so, yes, it feels like death, but it is actually redesigned, and it is for your quantum development. It is for your growth. It is for your evolution. It is for you to actually shift timelines, right? But I'm not going to go too deep into that because we're still going to go live tomorrow with what was my original video. I just feel like Spirit said, talk about this mother energy. So this just happened this morning. This morning, I called my mother and I told her that she was my superhero. Mind you, I've been holding on to that revelation and that understanding. Babe, you can share this video with my mother if you want, because I told her I was going to start sharing myself with her. That my mother is my actual superhero, and she's my actual, she is the basis for my work. I have been holding on to that for a while because I didn't realize that. And for a while, I have been constantly having questions about my work and my business and why I show up. What is my reason? What is my why? And I just got the most clarity right now. So let me tell you how this even came about. First of all, what I want y'all to know and understand, a lot of the seeds that we sowed in the 8 seeds that we sown, we are seeing the fruition of them right now. So open your mind, open your heart, open your being to be able to receive the revelation. A lot of times, family, we're wanting things, we're craving things, we're wanting more abundance, we're wanting love, fortune, business, a baby. We're wanting all the things, but we're not recognizing the inner work and the depth of healing that must happen in order to align our energies with what we say we want. Okay? So, our work right now in the winter season, and it started in the 8-8 portal, is to invite all the insight and information that needs to come through in order for us to release in the winter season. Because those of us that are able to release and let go win in the winter. And so what we're talking about is looking at how our relationship with our mother impacted our identity, our thought process, how we show up, our level of abundance, and all of these things. 3 things that I want y'all to pay attention to, 3 things that I am paying attention to and that I am allowing my life to be the alchemical transformation. 3 types of mother wounds, and I'm sure there are more that some of you so divine and sacred minded women will be able to identify, but I want to talk about the 3 that are coming up right now. The first mother wound is the inherited wound. It's that thread that goes from grandmother to mother to daughter, continuation. It's that thing. Oh, wow. I don't know. I just got a song. Girl, you know you better watch out. Some guys are only about that thing, hey, that thing. It could be a thought process, a habit, an emotion. A lot of times people call it a generational curse, but it's really just a belief or a seed that has continued to bear fruit. It has continued to have an impact and an influence, and that's the inherited wound. One of the our wounds also, sometimes the wound doesn't have to be a shotgun to the heart, or you got stabbed with something. You have this wound, you have this physical scar. Sometimes it's just literally a transference of belief, a transference of emotion, a transference of fear. And that continuation creates the wound because that belief, emotion, thought process stops you from becoming who you know you are meant to be. It becomes a part of your inner work, right? So, one of the things that I had inherited from mine is the fear of the darkness. And she got it from her mother and from her mother. Also, biting our nails. I'm still working on that one. I'm still working on it. So sometimes I get my nails done when I'm in that frequency, but it is what it is. It's one of those things that has continued. Fortunately, Kimmy and Kara are not biting their nails at all. Good for them. Um, that storyline that goes from granddaughter to mother to daughter. It's the inherited wound. The second one is the wound inflicted upon us by our mother, wrong or evil. It's they needed to survive. They did the best that they could with what they had, and that left us with some scars, some bruises, some lessons. And then the third one is the wound endured by the mother herself. It's what my mother experienced raising me, and in moments in time, not being able to give me what I needed. It's what I experienced sometime as a mother when I'm like, oh, I wish I could have helped you with that homework. Oh, I wish I would have caught this earlier. There's something that I'm not doing. It's the hurt and a little bit of the guilt that we feel as a mother when we aren't, or let me say it this way, when we don't give ourselves grace. Mother wounds that are really coming up right now, the one that we inherited, the ones that were inflicted upon, and the ones our mother endured and what we endured. And here's how I know this is a part of the cosmic healing plan right now. One, Iman is on here right now. Iman and the triple goddess. Okay. I'm saying that I kind of coined that. Okay. For you girls. All right. Give me my propers. I didn't see one thing that I realized about my gift is that I am an encourager, uplifter, empowerer. I pour into people with my words. I am not shy on giving praises where praises is due. Right? So Iman and the triple goddess, that's her and her sisters, that they created this sacred thing, come together, and they're hosting healing events. And the most recent one that they did was called Healing the Mother Wound. And when I tell you the ladies showed up and the ladies showed out, and the triple goddess, each of them showed up in their magic, bringing their medicine, doing their work. Honey, that moved my heart. I was like, oh my God, this is happening. Whoa, 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 whoa. But then let me tell you, so when we look at that, when we look at these three goddesses coming together and doing collective work, what we are talking about is the inherited mother womb. We're talking about the inherited mother womb. It's the womb that we all can feel. It's the womb that we all can feel. It's what we all can understand, even though we're different planets. We are on different planes and dimensions. We are on different time and space. We are all of a different age, but we all get it because it has carried on from generation to generation to generation to generation. We can tap into that energy. We get it. We get it. So when Iman and the triple goddess came together, they healed a collective mother wound that we all can take a sip of. And you guys coming together heals the collective. They said, if one person is experiencing it, we all are experiencing it. Because we are all a part of one collective. So when I heal a part of the collective. So where two or three are gathered, okay, there's the presence of God. There's a shifting in the atmosphere and a healing and a transformation. I don't take that for granted, okay? My spiritual sisters out there, my sacred sisters out there, you got to observe sight. Okay? All right? Give me some stars in the comments if y'all are here with me. Give me some stars in the comments because I'm so excited. Like what I was planning on doing has been turned into something else and I am on fire for it. Either you can give me some stars or you can give me some flames. Either way, it feels like fire. Either way, it's light, okay? Either way, it's love. Share, like, and share this video. Like and share this video. I can't even share it in the Sacred Sister Circle because it has been so impromptu and chaotic. If you are not in the Sacred Sister Circle, you should be. Have y'all heard? Have you heard? Let me tell you something. I am like a kid in a candy store. Oh my God. See, oh my God. I have literally gotten myself back to a whole nother level. To a whole nother level. I want y'all to get, because if you get it, oh my God, you will never be the same. I got my inner child back for real. And it has taken work. I mean, that's why I'm telling y'all what's happening right now. I'm telling y'all how it's coming through. I'm going to guide y'all in how I got her all the way back and why you see me like going crazy over here, because that's who I am. That's who I've always been. But life and experiences will take, that's why I'm talking about this, because we be thinking best life, but there's a part of us, a deeper part of us that is missing out on the experience because we've abandoned it in 1996 in fucking 83. The energy right now is giving us an opportunity, the winter season, returning to the womb, returning to our mother, doing the mother wound healing. It's happening whether you like it or not. What I am inviting you into is to intentionally observe, because as you do, you are calling back a part of your innocence that you lost along the way in a part of your relationship with your mother. And your mother was doing the best that she could, right? I mean, with what they had. And so I'm gonna tell y'all the story, but I was just so cheerful right now. 12, and it's 12 people in here. Let me get that screenshot because I'm documenting all of the magic. I got the screenshot. Let me see if I can get cuter in the screenshot. Jeez. Nope, it was 12:13. So I I forgot where I was at 12:12 like that. I booked this on the freaking winter solstice. On December 21st, we are having the women's winter winning season wine gathering. It is going to be a time where us women are coming together and we are celebrating our wins of 2025. So many times when we get into this space of having to release and having to let go and having to heal, overcome, we forget about the things that we actually manifested. We forget to celebrate the things that we did and we stood on business and we made happen in the most divine and sacred ways. And so when we come together for the women's winning winter season wine gathering, using wine as a celebration, we are cheersing to all the wins of 2025. Look at how we can prepare ourselves spiritually, mentally, and emotionally for the wins of 2026. Because in order to win, right? So how do we do the inner work to show up for ourselves? Y'all just don't know. Yeah, listen. Make sure that you are a part of the Patreon, the Sacred Sister Circle, because in the Sacred Sister Circle, I will be live. So I will have my camera computer set up at the event, and I will also be doing it live on Patreon. In Patreon, experience from top to bottom, even though you will be on camera or on the phone or wherever. You are going to participate from top to bottom, okay? Your girl is creating experiences, right? And I'm not playing about it. Where spirit was just like, girl, we are in a collective mother wound healing cycle. And one of my good friends, Mercedes, turned 34 on December 5th, 4th or 5th is her birthday. And she had a Y2K party where all the girls had to show up in our tour, okay, real juicy, okay. And we went to the party. And when we went to the party, I was already in this healing portal of the mother wound. I was already in the frequency. And so I was already on heightened awareness. I was like, okay, spirit, show me what I'm supposed to be learning and picking up on in all of these experiences. Again, you must observe all environments at all time. Your spirit, if you tune in, you will receive the insight, right? So we walk into Mercedes' birthday party, and I'm like, okay, spirit, what am I meant to learn and take away from here? Because this is interesting. And a lot of the things that happened leading up to the party, I was like, okay, we are in an interesting quantum portal here. And one of the very first things that I picked up on was my homegirl Mercedes. Her mom gives my best friend Victoria a hug. And she's just like this, Victoria, thank you so much. I've been wanting to tell you this for so long. Like when I was working, when I was grinding, I always knew that Mercedes was safe with you. I always knew that. Oh, that right there, that is a mother endured to provide. So when I heard Mercedes' mother telling that to Victoria, I was like, okay, got it, noted. As mothers, we experience a wound when we can't show up in what we imagine we'd want to show up as. But when we know that we did our best, there is light at the end of the tunnel. Oh my God. Somebody needs to hear this. There's some mothers out there that need to hear this. You need to hear this for yourself. If you are doing the best that you can and you are showing up every day, there's in your children. Your children will reflect the work that you did to show up the best that you could for them. Period. They will reflect it in their behaviors, in their actions, and how they show up. It's not to say that they won't have a rough patch. They will. We all do. We all go through a process where we have to go through the inner alchemy, where we have to go through the transformation, right? But as a parent, you will be able to look at your child and say, I'm proud. Circle moment. So Mercedes' mom says that I pick up on, okay, she was carrying a wound around not being able to show up for her daughter the way that she needs to, whether it's going to volleyball games, whether it's picking her up after school, and she's appreciating Victoria and her family for holding a space and being that tribe. Cool. So the mother gives a speech. We're coming towards the end of Mercedes celebrating my daughter to see all of you beautiful, intelligent, smart women here to celebrate her, it just shows me the type of woman that I raised. And everybody was like, whoa, cheers to that. So though she endured a wound of not being able to be as present as she could because she loved, because she put forth her best effort, her daughter is still reaping some rewards. Now, this doesn't mean that Mercedes won't have to do some sort of inner child work when it comes down to mothering, her relationship to her mother, or the type of mother that she wants to be. So that's one of the aspects of the mother wound that we are healing. We are having more grace for our mother in the things they went through. How did I come to this realization that this was happening? So my car is at the mechanic, and I had to use my mother's car because I just had a whole bunch of things that I needed to get done. And one of the things that I needed to do was pick up my nephew from his other grandparents' house. And I'm driving in my mother's car with my two oldest, KJ and Cara, 1144. And we are kind of blown away by it. And we're just talking about it. And as I'm following the GPS, it takes me on the exit of my childhood apartments. And this apartments that I used to live in, as I'm seeing all of these numbers and I'm asking Spirit, why are you showing me this? 12:21 on my clock right now. I'm asking Spirit, why are you showing me this? The first thing that I see after asking Spirit this was the apartments. And I said, really, Spirit, this what we doing? This is what we're doing. Spirit said, yes, this is what we're doing. You're going to drive through that old apartment with your two kids. Got it. While in my mother's car. Got it. So I'm in my mother's car and I turn into the apartment. And as I turn into the apartment, literally it's like time stood still. As I'm going into apartments, it's a gloomy, cold day. It's dark as hell. And you can see the poverty. You can see the poverty. Literally, as I cross the threshold, who you are. And when I heard, this is who you are, I didn't hear it from a place of shame. See, I think subconscious in that apartment. And I think there was a part of me that did not fully show what I experienced as a kid, what my upbringing was like. And so, as I rolled through the apartment and crossed that threshold, and the first words I hear was, this is who you are. I said, okay, I hear you, Spirit. I hear you. This is a part of who I am. Like this experience really built me. If I would not have had the experiences I had in that apartment, I lived in that apartment for 7 years. In my live stream tomorrow, I'm going to show video of that apartment that I recorded. Let me paint a visual for you. This apartment was full of single mothers and their children. No fathers in sight. No household with fathers. It was in the middle. It was filled with women and children. Remembering who I am, and I'm seeing all of my childhood experiences here in this apartment. Falling off a bike and scraping my leg. I still got that scar because it was so deep. Hold that thought because that's a part of the message. And as I'm writing and I'm observing all of the things, my spirit tells me I'm no longer Desiree driving the car around in these apartments. I am my mother. And so in that moment, when I crossed into that apartment while having my two biological children there, I time traveled into the spirit and into the energy and the essence of my mom. And KJ and Kara were representing me and my two brothers. And so I drove around the apartment. And at first, as the trauma started to resurface and I started to relive them and feel all the energy of that, it literally took over the cells in my body. I am still working on recalculating. I mean, so as I'm in the apartment and I'm realizing I'm in the spirit of my mother, I immediately just go into prayer and appreciation. And I'm just like, thank you, God. Thank you for all we have. Because I think when I was sitting in the back seat, when I was in the back seat perspective, when I was the child in my limited perspective, I didn't see. I didn't see how she just had to stay prayed up. I didn't see the work that she had to do to get free and to get out of that environment and to eventually own a home. And I couldn't even recognize that. And so I had separated from a part of myself in that apartment because the trauma was too heavy. It was too much. I left that part of Desiree there. And when I rolled back in it, I remembered that there was a part of me that loved that apartment, that loved that experience. I realized it wasn't all bad. And I realized that I don't have to be ashamed of what that my mother is actually my superhero, and my mother is how and why I do this work. I would not be here doing this work if it were not for that experience. So imagine how much in the past I had stifled my own growth in my own business because I abandoned the very part that made me who I am today. I abandoned the very part that created this spark, this fire, this desire to teach and guide women. I can't even do this work without acknowledging my mother in that experience. That's how I do it. That's how I can identify wounds and trauma and emotion and how these things play out in our physical world. It's given me a purpose. And so that's why I wanted to say healing this mother wound right now is the thing that is activating your purpose and understanding, right? So many times we are holding on to no, let me say it this way. So many times we refuse to revisit the past, which disables us from taking the purpose out of the past. That part of experience there, I had just like, but I remember asking Spirit, I said, Spirit, what part of my childhood, or I was asking Spirit, why do I always feel like something has to be sacrificed in order for me to expand to a higher level? Where do I get that from? And when I had, I totally, Mama, if you hear this, oh, well, you ever just like, I mean, sometimes we may just be wanting to like, get our rocks off or something. When we enter into that space of sacred sexuality, we're going in there and we're getting clarity about something. And so I remember having that question and being like, Spirit, where does this come from? I saw a vision. I saw a vision of my mother at that childhood apartment that I just visited. That's the vision, and that's the time frame where that you had to sacrifice yourself, sacrifice herself, right? Because she felt that's what she knew. That's why I'm telling you, this shit has been happening. This portal of mother wound healing and inner child healing in general, healing a time in your life where your innocence was taken, it had been initiated way back when. This apartment that I rode through was where I saw the vision of where I needed to heal and reconnect and retrieve the spirit of my inner child. And so I had understood my mother because now I totally like suspended all time. And now I am my child self. I am my conscious self, my aware self. And I am also my mother at the same damn time. And so what am I saying happened? What I'm saying happened is that I finally, right? The unconscious, the subconscious, and the superconscious, right? Those parts of me all came together at one time. See, because I was unconscious of my mother's experience. My own childhood experience was subconscious. And now this heightened level of spiritual insight that I have is the superconscious. And I brought that into my physical space. I brought that to where I was so that I can heal all aspects of myself, all timelines of myself. I'm going to tell more about how this has been transpiring tomorrow. But I just wanted to be clear and just really let y'all know that there's this super quantum portal open right now for healing the mother wound, for healing the wound that you've inherited, that you've had to endure. When I say endure, I mean you as a mother, you honoring the wound your mother endured and having grace and mercy in that space. At the end of the body, the energy that you need to embody. As long as you resent aspects of yourself, aspects of your mother, aspects of your past, you are resenting the part of you that is necessary to live a life of purpose, of prosperity, and of power. This experience right now has set me free to a level I didn't even realize I needed. When I got in the driver's and I look at myself from the lens of my mother, I'm proud. I'm proud. I'm proud of myself. I know my mother is proud of me. So what does that do for me? Knowing that and taking my mother's life experience and being able to create a body of spiritual work, taking the lessons I've learned from my mother, from watching the shit that she fucked up on, right? But also watching the things that were her superpower and her magic and integrating the both of those things. This is what we're meant to do. This is what this life is. This is what the winter season is. The winter season is, are you willing to visit your own underworld? Are you willing to venture into visit that in order for you to create a new reality for yourself? Winners are built in the winter. If you are willing to say, I'm going to look face to face at this thing that has made me me, I'm no longer going to resent myself. I'm no longer going to be afraid of this. But beyond that, I'm going to have a heightened awareness that allows me to see, sense, and feel into spirit, and then I'm going to move based on what I observe. You will win in the winter. And then by the time spring comes around, you are looking new again. Let me tell you how I know this is true. So all of this stuff just happened with my mother, right? I drove through the apartment. This was one of the things where I knew, okay, alchemy is. I had a volleyball tournament just the other day, last Sunday, this past Sunday. And I had to be at the volleyball tournament at 6:30 in the morning. I was leading it. I was opening up. I was running the show. I was the HBIC. As I'm driving to the volleyball tournament, it is pitch black darkness. All I can see is fog and darkness. And I'm literally scared. I told you at the beginning of this, one of the things that I had inherited from my mother was a fear of the darkness. All of the women in my family, we were to do things that are outside of your comfort zone. And we can't do that. We got to visit the unknown. And I had the aha moment of this. I was at the post office, uh, literally at the post office. The car license plate beside me said unknown. I took a picture of it. But anyways, I'm driving through the darkness, driving through the unknown, driving through the abyss, driving through the underworld. Literally. That's why we got to pay attention, because this shit is happening in your physical reality. These dimensions are not here, there, over there. They're right here, right now. Literally. We're thinking that you can only visit these other realms when you're sleeping. No, you are in other realms. Awake. Do you have the awareness to observe it? I did. I'm driving my mother's car to this tournament. I'm literally in the underworld. But what this is spirit was, let me keep telling you the story. So I'm driving, Dream calls me on the phone. I said, babe, thank you so much for calling me because I'm scared right now. I said, it's literally pitch black darkness. All I can see is like the red light when I come up on the light. When I'm not in front of that light, I cannot see anything. I'm just driving into darkness. I know these roads like the back of my hand, but I feel like I'm in a foreign place. I don't know where I'm going. I have to pay super attention and drive slow. I'm scared. And as I'm driving, Spirit starts to channel to me what's happening. Spirit says, Desiree, you're in the underworld. You're in the darkness, right? See, the underworld is not meant to be scary. The underworld is where you are getting pruned and transformed and transmuted. That's where that work happens, right? This is why you have a cocoon phase before you become the butterfly, right? We got to talk about when you go into that cocoon phase, right? That is the darkness. That is the underworld. When a baby is about to be born, they're going through the birth canal. That is the underworld. They're leaving. So as I'm driving my mother's car, I just start praying. I'm talking into a new reality. I am not afraid of this space. Thank you that I am getting to exactly where I need to go. Thank you that I don't fear the darkness. I embrace the darkness. Thank you that I'm being reborn and rebirthed into something new. Thank you that I'm creating a new reality. Thank you that I'm healing myself and healing my mother. So I drive through that darkness and I pull up to the gym. I get it open, access granted. It was so easy. I opened the door on one try. Mind you, every time I be trying to open and close this door at this place, I be struggling to open the door. But this time the door opened immediately. Access granted. Rebirth happened. Here's how I got the confirmation. A random woman came into the gym and said, oh my God, you look like Whitney Houston. Oh my God, you look like Whitney Houston. She said, I'm so honest. You look like Whitney Houston. That's all I seen when I was looking in the mirror. Got it. Got it. Message unlocked. Right when she said that, I said, thank you, Spirit. I've been reborn. Just like that. New face, new energy. You see the shirt? It's giving, I'm your baby tonight. That's what it's giving. Why is this important? So, ultimate symbolic energy of needing to heal the mother-daughter wound. Whitney was the ultimate symbol of the powerful feminine, but the unhealed emotions. I've worked with Whitney in years prior. Iman, you probably remember this, but years prior, I made videos about the Whitney Houston energy. Literally. So when she said Whitney, I said, boom, that's the alchemy. That was the spiritual message. That, right? That was a collective imprint of mother-daughter energy that needed to be transformed so that you don't repeat old cycles, or so that you learn to appreciate what your mother has provided and you do not deny it or reject it, forfeiting your own blessings. Bobby Christina did not have the skills to work through the trauma that she inherited from her mother, the trauma her mother inflicted on her, the trauma her mother endured. And that's where Desiree D. Ray Wise comes into play. That's where the triple goddess comes into play. That's where all the ladies that come into play that are doing cosmic healing for women. This is where we come into play to support each other. We are all gritting the energy and the earth and the quantum. So I'm telling you, ladies, right now, through my own experience, time is standing still for you. Why? Because we are in December of a 9-year. This is the final year to close out some old timelines, some old energy, some old thoughts, some old beliefs. This is the time to close it out so that you can enter the 1 year, so that you can enter 2026 with a new energy, with a new face. That mother wound that I once had has been alchemized. I called my mother after the Whitney Houston comment. I said, Mama, what Whitney Houston mean to you? She said, everything. She said, Whitney Houston is my number one. Whitney Houston is my favorite. What did that say to me? I just did the ultimate work. I have increased my energy so much that now I look like, or I carry the energy person. And my mother don't have icons. My mama don't appreciate anybody. Not anybody. That doesn't make sense. My mother is not a music person like that. She's not into all of the songs. So when she says Whitney Houston is her favorite, her icon, she means that like 100%. So that was the confirmation to me that I've leveled up and entered a new reality, right? The new frequency with the mother-daughter energy, which allows me. I'm not saying this to you, sis. I'm saying this to you, sis, because the energy right now, time has stood still to allow you to face your past, to allow you to enter the underworld, specifically connected to your mother, pertaining to your mother. 9-year, guess what? A woman is pregnant for what they call 9 months. 9 months, okay? With it being a 9-year, you get to be reborn. Your baby tonight. That's what it's given. And so when I tell y'all, I have been in this portal for the last weekend, the last few days, and I truly believe it's going to continue through the winter season. We're just getting started. We are just getting started on the level of healing and the quantum transformation that is happening, that is unlocking new realities for us. We are just getting started. Right? I'm getting you ready now. That will help you to recognize when you are in a quantum portal and Spirit is giving you the opportunity to rewrite your story. Here's what I want you to know. Wow, look, I forgot I wrote stuff here. Winter quantum portal. First thing that I want you to do, I want you to look back on what you wanted to manifest in 8-8. A lot of you got 8-8 readings from me. If you got an 8-8 reading right now, I need you to go and listen to your 8-8 reading that you got from me, right? Also, stay tuned. We're going to be doing winter solstice readings. I'm so hype about this energy. I'm like, I got to make sure that the family and the people that so we will be doing winter solstice readings. They're going to drop sometime before the winter solstice. So get ready for that. Okay. This is life for the better energy, right? Okay. But here's what you got to do. 1, you have to be able to recognize when you are entering the upside down. I'm going to talk more about this tomorrow, but you got to be willing to observe when you're in the upside down. How do you do this? You want to start looking for abnormal things happening. Lights flickering in your bathroom. You go in the bathroom, turn on the light, it starts flickering. That means come into your awareness. Once you do that, you want to start listening. What are you hearing? This is you tuning into the energy, tuning into spirit, and asking the divine to reveal to you what this means. Why are you in this space right now? What is this present moment? Why is this so important? All of the healing happens in the present. Multitask your energy. You have to learn to time travel. So while I was in that car, I was so present that I can see the past, I can see the future, I can see what this is unlocking for me, but I can also see what is happening in the moment. This requires presence. This is why we have to meditate. Okay? Number 2 thing that's very huge right now is your angel numbers. Your angel numbers. Do not let them pass you by. They are communicating. 12, 12, 11, 11, 1, 11, 4, 4, 5, 5, 4, 4, 4, 5, 5, 5, 7, 7, 7. These are the codes that are letting you know you're in the matrix. You have the ability right now to shift how you are showing up, how you are presenting. Right? So make sure that the thoughts that you keep or that you sustain, I want you to see them as adding value to your life. So whenever you see the number 1, understand that this is a new energy. This is a new beginning. This is initiation. This is intuition. If you see 2s, understand that this is masculine and feminine. This is polarity. This is like, okay, you're going this way, you're going this way. Right? It's the coming together of things. It's like a relationship. If you see a 3, you want to see manifestation. 4, you want to see foundation. You want to see this is something that I need to build on. Right? If you see 5, this is your spiritual message to know, okay, something is changing. Spirit is asking me to shift something, change something right here. If you see 6, 6 could represent your relationships, balancing out the harmony you're thinking. Right? Or it's saying appreciate the harmony that is in your life. 7, we're talking about emotions. We're talking about 7 heaven. We're talking about overcoming. We're talking about alignment. You see 8, coming and going, cause and effect, infinity. This is the seed sown, reaping its fruit, right? And we're going to talk, that's why I put 8-8 right there, because there's a lot of 8-8 energy happening, right? Emotional and spiritual inventory and say, thank you, Spirit, I see you operating and moving in my behalf. So in order to embrace this shift, one, you got to pay attention to when you are entering a moment in time that is malleable, a moment in time that can change your reality and your trajectory. Right? I want you to think about Will from Stranger Things, how when his hair starts to spike up on the back of his neck, that's how he knows, okay, he's in a room, he's in a portal, he's in a sensitive place where spiritual things are being communicated. You want to pay attention to that in your life. Angel numbers helps you to be able to see that. You also want to pay attention to if you find yourself recalling the past or thinking about something in the past over and over and over again. This is not your spirit team telling you on that situation, but don't try to force it. Don't try to force the alchemy and be like, yeah, this is exactly what that means. It continues to unfold. Stay open to the continuous unfoldment. Okay? That's my message to y'all. I'm so excited about this energy opening you up to a new level of purpose, to a new level of power, to a new level of abundance, to a new level of impact. And I'm excited. And you're like, how do I feel this? How do I get in on this? One, if you're a woman, you should be in the Sacred Sister Circle. I'm deep diving into this in even greater detail. I got a whole video on Patreon already that's like an hour, 30 minutes long transmission of me detailing this work. But every day I get more and more and more clarity. So this is just a specific segment of the healing and transformation that is happening as we close out this 9-year, going into the 10-year, the mother wound. But we're also unlocking abundance. We're unlocking new levels of ecstasy and pleasure. We are unlocking new levels of taking big steps, big moves right now. So if this is something you're interested in, if you're a woman, join the Sacred Sister Circle. We're absolutely going deeper, right? Two, stay tuned for the winter solstice readings that are going to be happening where you'll be able to get a one-on-one personal reading from me. And then number 3, we have the women's winter winning season wine gathering that is happening live in Patreon, and that is also happening live here in Houston in Purpose. Look, y'all gotta go see the vibes. You gotta go see the vibes. It is already booked. It is already locked and loaded. The women are going to be wined and dined. We are going to be celebrating. Okay, all of my ladies who cannot be there in person, I want you there on the Zoom call. Doing that work. If you are in Houston, Texas, I want to see you there. Here's the gift. The gift is that both options are absolutely free. It is free to join in the Patreon and be a part of this winter solstice winning healing experience. It's free in Patreon. It's also free to join here in Houston. I'm just like so blown away. Like the healing that's about to take place. All I need you to do is be ready to be poured into, to be open to receive. All I need you to do is be ready to participate, to speak, to share. All I need you to do is be in the frequency of receivership and healing. If you come in that spirit, you're going to leave with your cup absolutely filled and spilling over. You're going to enter into 2026 with this power and this unstoppable energy. And you're going to want to come to every single event D. Ray throws, period. So I will see y'all there. I will see y'all in the Patreon. Thank y'all so much for spending this sacred time with me. Let me know in the comments how this is resonating with y'all. Are y'all feeling this energy? It's crazy. It's amazing. I love it. I cannot wait to build with y'all. Sacred Sister Circle, we are going to be live again in the evening, but I got to check what time because I have another volleyball tournament this Sunday. Crazy. I have another one this Sunday, but all good. Gratitude. We're gonna plan when we're gonna meet in the book club live again.